Great. We are here again, and I'm so glad to be here with a special person today. And I'm really happy to interview Gosia. And
Hi there.
thank you so much for accepting my invitation to be interviewed. I'm really happy to be here with you today, and I can't really wait to learn more about you and your entrepreneurial journey.
Thank you. And thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited to be speaking with you today.
Yes. Okay, before we dive in, if you have never seen me, my name is Alessia and I am a tech expert and online business strategist. And as I said today, I have Gosia here with me. Gosia is a fun and funnels marketing strategist. She is the backstage girl. She helps passionate female entrepreneurs strategize and effortlessly grow their businesses online, both with funnels and Facebook ads, all while feeling excited all along the way. She helps her clients stay in the pure joy, freaking love what I do zone, and believes that magic happens with fun and flow and not by pushing hard. So I really love this introduction. It gives a lot of energy and positive feelings.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. And it's something that's really I learned along the way myself. Like, we hear so often that we actually should be pushing hard, stay out of your comfort zone and do the stuff and 10x your results, etc., etc. And at some point I discovered it just wasn't working for me anymore, that it was just very kind of a masculine way of approaching stuff and running your business. So I started looking for other ways that could really work for me, because as I was trying to push harder and harder, I just used to, finish at the verge of burnouts and stuff like that. So that's the solution I found. You need to be joyful.
Yeah, and I really love that you mentioned actually the more feminine approach, because I'm all about helping women is the same as you do. So I really like this thing that you put a stress on, a more feminine approach.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this is really funny because this is something that I only recently discovered. And I was working with Shakti Manifestors ladies. This was a course on manifestation and how you can actually manifest money through being orgasmic in your life. And they explain us that females are very different when it comes to handling your energy, that we can work in spirals, in cycles, while male are very much, they enter this arousal mode and everything kind of explodes and your energy goes down. And I was in that mode of this masculine approach for most of my life, and only after I discovered that we actually could spiral, to grow slowly and with each turn of the circle increase our energy levels, doing more and more and feeling more joyous about it without stopping. This was amazing concept for me. So yeah.
That's great. That's really fantastic. I'm really into this topic too, and I'm looking forward to hear maybe a bit more about it later.
Yes, it's something, like I think we have this in common, that we are both coming from very left-brained approach, like being techie, strategizing, really logical brains.
Mm-hmm.
And the more I'm discovering my right side, I was always been creative, but not much listening to my intuition, not much tapping into my feminine side. The more I discover it, that I can see how it can really empower me in my business and my life, the way I show up. So something, it's an amazing journey for me.
Yeah, and I can see really your eyes shining and really really being brilliant when you talk about it. But
Thank you.
also, how did you start your business and what do you do now concretely?
Yeah, that's a good question, because I started my first business like 10 or 12 years ago. It was digital marketing agency. I was then working at some other digital marketing agency, and my best friend at the time, he was a web developer. We just, talked together and said, hey, we could do this on our own. So we started this. It was really fun years. It was really great. But as you are working in advertisement industry, there are always deadlines. Everything is done on the last moment. And at some point, although I was really enjoying all of that, I was working with various people, the creatives, the programmers, the CEOs of high brand companies. But I really faced burnout at the time. I just had enough of being constantly at work and rushing and speeding up. Everything was so fast paced that I just couldn't stand this anymore. And at the time I discovered that I was pregnant. So what I did, I just went to my business partner. I told him, look, I just can't stand this anymore. I'm pregnant and I just want to quit. And I literally turned on my feet and I quit that day. I sold my shares in the company to my peer partner, and then for the next quite a few years I was looking for my own path. I launched a kidswear brand on the way. I wanted to design some nice stuff for my son, a very common path for fresh mothers. But then I realized that actually I like designing wear more than, running this fashion kind of company. So I got back to basics and I decided that, I should use my skills. I was always good at digital marketing, so I should get there. But I didn't want to work with big companies anymore. I didn't want to help them sell goods and make their ROIs high and, be good with numbers. I wanted to work with people whose work really makes sense. So I decided that I will niche down to working with, with coaches, life coaches, all that types of entrepreneurs that actually help to make our life better. And it's kind of, a little selfish as well, because I always wanted to be a better mother, a better person, a better wife, a better lover. So I was looking for this type of people to help me with my own life. And now, I help them to get seen and get heard and get recognized, so we all can improve our lives. So this is my way of, making this change in the world from the backstage.
But that's a win-win. That's a win-win.
Yes, exactly. So all of us are in the places where we really want to be and where we enjoy what we're doing. That's like, this is what life should be about, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I really love this, that you're really open about the ups and downs and also the different things that you tried and you saw that it didn't work out. So how did you feel when you realized that things weren't really working out? So for example, the kids wear, the kids shop wasn't really your thing. Was it like, did it feel bad to turn back, or did you feel fine just to let it go?
I kind of felt, sentiment around that. But I was also exhausted. Running a fashion brand means you need to go to the events, for fashion shows. And this is really hard physical work. In fact, you need to be on your booth for 12 hours, etc., etc. Plus you need to deal with the manufacturers. I learned so much stuff, so it was quite a journey, but I was happy that it's ending. And when I realized that I want to go back to my roots and get into digital marketing again with this new mission, of what kind of people I want to work with. This was like, it instantly felt good. I kind of abandoned the old project. So I had somebody who helped me sell the rest of the stuff, deal with the stock, with the shipping, etc. But I didn't really took much time dealing with that anymore. I just switched myself to this new venture. And it was a journey on itself, discovering that. I think the past 2 years for me were also a big process of discovering and refining what can I actually do, because I'm multi-passionate. I'm ENFP type of a girl, which means everything is so interesting. And I could do branding, I could do marketing, I could do funnels, I could do ads, and I was looking for a way to how can I name this under one umbrella without confusing my audience, and also being really clear about who I want to work with. So all this refining was also process which had its ups and downs in terms of the way how I expelled my energy, and how I needed, like, for example, 2 or 3 months of downtime after running a new project to recover my energy. So it was a whole learning curve all the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is really interesting, all that you're saying, because like, you also ran a virtual summit when was it, last year,
Yes.
last summer, and I was also on the back end, so on this, like, really behind the scenes of a telesummit, and it was a huge work. But I guess for you it was even bigger work. So can you tell me, and whoever is watching, a bit more about that summit? How did it go?
Yeah, so this was very interesting experience. Like, we put lots of work. I was working with my friend Nisha at the time, and we just wanted to empower women to run their own businesses, as we recognize, and you also see this, that we women are on the rise. We are feeling empowered. We are starting our own businesses. We are having courage to say things openly, even with Me Too, all this buzz around this action. And we wanted to help women understand how they can strategize their powers, and run their own business in their own way, because there's so much when you enter the business space, there's so much ways that people talk about how you should be running a business, but very much of this advice comes from men. And I recognize that for many women it just doesn't work, that we need something different, and we feel that we are kind of pushing ourselves hard through the limits, and it's against our inner feelings, and we still want to have this time to spend with our family, and be really giving and present within our family lives and with our kids. So it's something that we wanted to help women to understand, that they actually have freedom to define their businesses the way they want. So this was a lot of work, and as we I think what made us really hard for this project was my perfectionism. In terms of what you said, just that you are, I know that you also were helping this summit run, and I was amazed to see how easy you made it. In terms of the way, at least from my perspective as a viewer. But we tried to really do it the way the biggest names in the industry do it, and there were just 2 of us, not the whole team. So although we gathered many amazing women, and we had really amazing feedback both from the speakers and from our participants, it really exhausted both me and Nisha, and we decided to part our ways since then. So and kind of, I'm only right now feeling, maybe I could run another summit next time, but for a long time, a summit was, oh no, and I had to really recover from this project for at least, I think it took me about 3 months to really get back to my mojo and back into high gear. So this was really amazing experience, but it also taught me that I need to really stop my perfectionism and be aware of what I can do given the time and resources that I have.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes perfection is just what is stopping us from doing anything. Like
Yes, yes, yes.
copying things because, oh no, that doesn't look perfect. But you know what? I've seen that. I mean, we're human. We make mistakes. We're not perfect. So why should I stop myself from actually being myself? You know, if I type something and there is a mistake, you know, whatever, it's just me. If you give a feedback that, hey, there is a mistake, I go and check in and correct it. That's fine.
Yes,
There is no
yes.
point that something like that stops you from putting your content out there, hosting a summit or anything
Mhm.
else. Yeah.
Yes, yes, exactly. And that's, you know, that's one of the biggest lessons I think I learned, that I really need to be aware of my perfectionist tendencies and really put them to stop. So each time I find myself, you know, over perfecting something, I'm just asking myself, hey, if I, you know, get this right for the next half an hour, will it really help me get closer to my goals or not? And if the answer is not, you know, I really am mindful about, you know, these answers as well, like because with this perfectionist you really tend to try to have everything so nice and easy, while really acting is the biggest, like, is the biggest thing that really helps you move forward within your business. And for example, very spontaneously at the beginning of this year, I decided to do a kind of a challenge for myself and do live streams for 21 days in a row. And I was talking about funnels, about fun, you know, how I discovered how joy is important when you're running a business. And just from doing those live streams, you know, I got recognized. People were reaching out to me like, hey, I've been watching you on these live streams. And also just from talking about what I do and my business journey, I realized what are the clients that I really, really, really want to work with, you know, and what they could be interested in. What should I be talking? So this was very spontaneous, but without it, I wouldn't be where I am right now. And it was totally imperfect, which I'm so proud of myself that I did.
And I remember those live streams, and they were really amazing. I mean, they
Thank
were
you.
both fun, but also rich of valuable content. So it was really perfect, and it was just you. You know, you could really see that it was you, the real you, without filters, without, you know, perfectionism, without the, you know, faking it to appear someone else, maybe someone more popular, more famous, more I don't know, someone who makes a shit ton of money. That, you know, there is this thing of fake it until you make it. So you see sometimes
Yes,
people who are really
yes,
appear to be much more than they are, and you were really
yes.
real and just yourself, and it was really fantastic.
Thank you, thank you. And it's like, really, you know, I feel that we so often put ourselves in this, you know, pretending somebody else or doing things that we think we are supposed to be doing, just, you know, without real feeling of joy. And that's what I realized. I want to help my clients feel that, you know, I can take care of the tech, of the strategizing, you know, going for the marketing, which strategy is best, stay in this zone of genius when she really feels joyful and dealing with her own clients and doing the stuff that she was born to do. So it's a really win-win situation in that case.
Yeah, great. And I have another question for you. And
Mm-hmm.
how does the next level look for you? So what is the next big thing that you would like to make it happen?
Mm-hmm. So, you know, I realized that my next big thing should be actually developing a team that works with me. And I was very hesitant about this thought, you know, after having my experiences with running a digital marketing agency. We had a team of over 20 people at the time, and it was, you know, huge thing to run with. And I learned how to be a good boss since then, I believe. So I think this is something that I really want to get under my gear, is to work with a copywriter, with a designer, have this team where I could stay in my own zone of genius, and do the stuff. I'm best at launching things, at strategizing, brainstorming. This is where I really shine. But if I have to do something, like a maintenance or a daily implementation stuff, this is the hardest part for me. So I need somebody in my team who really feels best at doing so I can shine in my other areas, and then I could fully support my clients, without feeling. One of the things I realized at some point is that I started feeling very hesitant about getting another client, even if I was paid well. It was because the amount of, I knew I would put a lot of heart and effort into that, and I kind of felt that this was really draining me of my own energy. So I started to feel dreadful about getting a new client, which is so, it totally sucks if you feel about it that way. So I knew I had to invent something for me. So right now I'm thinking about actually launching a series of workshops and group programs when I can leverage my time and my energy. And then this next big thing is really developing a team and working more like an agency, and not as a one woman show here.
Yeah, that's quite scary. That's it. That I understand that it's quite scary when you just decide to expand, because at some point you reach that tipping point that you just need help. You just need to have someone on your team that supports you and that lets you do the thing that you're really shining at. You are the best at doing those things, because I'm really bad with writing stuff and words and so on. I don't really feel in my zone of genius, but then all the tech stuff, just give me the tech and I'm fine. So
Yes.
I let other people do that.
Yes, and I exactly know what you feel. That's why at some point I gave up. Like, I cannot write Facebook posts, I cannot write blog posts, because it takes me so much time. I can give somebody feedback, in 10 minutes, but writing it by myself, oh no, please don't. So I'd rather go on video, and it's another example. Like, you feel what you do best. This is how you build your business. You focus on what you can do and what you really enjoy doing, and then the rest you either outsource or you cut it off. So
yeah, I totally agree with you. Can you tell us your favorite resource or book or anything that has been useful in your journey?
That I think one of the, when it comes to books, I'm a bookworm, really. So it's kind of hard for me to find just one. But from the books that I've recently read, the one by Gianna Gabellini, it's called Rock Your Profits. And I was really mesmerized by her message when I saw her telling, you don't need to if you want to really be successful with your marketing, you shouldn't be out of your comfort zone, which was so much against what everybody else tells you. Like, you need to get out of your comfort zone. And there she was saying you need to stay in your comfort zone to grow. This was really intriguing. So within this book, she gives you what she calls the profit place. And that's a set of exercises that help you go from mindset where you really act as a where you have fears about getting new clients, when you really don't enjoy running a business, through to creating a really successful mindset and feeling wealthy and feeling comfortably about imagining yourself being wealthy, and how you can build that wealth and abundance in your life. So this might sound a little woo, but she's really giving you very specific, exercises, which I totally adore. And she starts with acknowledging the place when you are currently at, then looking at your strengths, that envisioning that pleasant future that's awaiting you, and taking aligned action and inspired action. And it all goes back to listening to ourselves, listening to our intuitive side. Because for most of the times we do have the solutions within us. We just need to listen to that voices. So this was really, really a very, very inspiring book for me, and I recommend everyone to read it. I actually send it to all of my clients if they haven't read that yet. Yes, so this is really great one. And from more techie side, I just recommend all the tools that can help us build stuff quickly and implement what we really need. So I'm a big fan of ClickFunnels, and also if you'd rather work with WordPress, Thrive Themes are amazing because they help you run whole funnels, do the opt-ins and whatever you would need within your WordPress site to really boost the conversion rate. So this is amazing too.
Great. Absolutely. So we are about to close, but before we do, tell us where people can find you and what's the best place to get in touch with you.
So actually, the best place is the Facebook. You can reach me out on my Facebook fan page, Gosia Potoczna, and also visit my website, gosiapotoczna.com. We will just put the links, I think, because spelling this, it can be quite lengthy, and this might be a fun fact, but Gosia is not my full name. Like, my official name is Małgorzata, and I decided nobody's going to remember that, no, not to mention saying it out loud. So I just went with a shortened version. So my name in English would be Margaret, then Gosia is more like a Maggie. So
yeah, okay, but that's true that it's also easy to remember. It's easier to spell and it's easier to remember. So yes, the power of simplicity.
Thank you. So welcome anybody watching us. If you have any questions, if you would like to learn more about fun and funnels, then feel free to reach out to me. And I'll be soon releasing a small gift for you on my website. So this will come up later on.
And another thing that I want to add, that Gosia is, I think, this week you started doing some live streams about quizzes and how to use quizzes to boost conversion rates and so on. So that's also, if you're looking for ideas for quizzes, Gosia has them.
Yes, and really feel free to reach out to me on my Facebook page, because I'll be doing this next week as well. I'm running a little challenge for myself to help you brainstorm topics for your quiz. So if you want to generate, to grow your email list using a quiz funnel, and you have no idea what your quiz could be about, just drop me the question and I brainstorm that for you, because I truly believe there is no industry that couldn't use a quiz for lead generation.
Fantastic. I'm so looking forward to hear and to watch more of these videos. So thank you everyone for watching us. Thank you, Gosia, for being here with us today and sharing all the amazing things about your journey and your experiences. I think it's really inspiring, and I want to stress again about what you said about that we as women have a different energy, energetic approach to work, and we're used to a more masculine, that it's more linear or it has peaks, whereas we work more in spirals and in proper cycles. And I'm really close to this topic, and to any woman who is looking, and if you ever felt like you have ups and downs, and one day you are super productive and the next day you're not, it's normal, it's fine, that's how we work.
Exactly. So yes. Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to chat here with you, and I'm so happy you found this inspiring.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Gosia.